Seoul Art Week was held in the first week of September, a week that transformed the city of Seoul into a gigantic art gallery. During this period, Frieze Seoul, a world-renowned art fair, took place as well, attracting some 70,000 visitors in 4 days. Today, we have the honor to talk to the Director of Frieze Seoul, Patrick Lee, who is joining us in the studio. Welcome, Director Lee.
Welcome, Director Lee.
Thanks so much, Walter. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining us today. Now, Director Lee, Frieze Seoul is one of the largest and significant events during the Art Week, of course, the Seoul Art Week, and it's also one of the top art fairs in the world. So tell us more about Frieze Seoul.
Oh, well, I'd love to give you a little bit of background of Frieze Seoul. It's part of the greater Frieze family. Frieze started off as a magazine in 1991, and it still remains one of the most important publications for, I would say, cultural discourse. The editor-in-chief, Andrew Durbin, was in Seoul, taking the amazing exhibitions and the scene here. But from that community of galleries and writers and artists, the first fair was formed in London. That was in 2002, I believe, so it's over 20 years old. So that's in London, it's still going strong. And then 2012, the fair moved to New York. So they have a beautiful fair there. And then in 2019 in LA, and then Seoul landed in 2022. Frieze Seoul is the first sort of base for Frieze in Asia. We have over 120 galleries, amazing visitors that came. So yeah, it's a platform for discourse and contemporary art.
Right. Talking about those visitors, I remember seeing the articles on how fast those early bird tickets sold out, and that just goes to show you, obviously, the popularity of Frieze Seoul. And what do you think is behind the popularity of Frieze Seoul, or the Frieze exhibits?
I'm thankful for that. I think we just had our 4th iteration of the fair, and I think in that short period of time, it's sort of, I guess, solidified its reputation as sort of a fun, important cultural event. So I'm very happy that the public and the people feel compelled to come visit the fair. And I think what you see is a snapshot of really great galleries from around the world. You get a sense of sort of what the young artists, important artists, are doing these days. So I think that's a real compulsion. So I think that has something to do with the popularity of people wanting to come to the fair.
Yeah. And let's talk about actually being an artist, getting into the Frieze exhibition, all that. What criteria are used for the artist to actually get into or take part in Frieze Seoul?
Well, the fair is really catering to the galleries. So how it works with Frieze Seoul and major art fairs is that we have a committee of galleries, sort of peers, and they review proposals by the galleries. So that's kind of how it works. But the galleries are incredibly important because in the art world, the galleries are the ones that work directly with the artists. The galleries are the ones that develop their career and support the artists. So in terms of what artists are shown at the fair itself, it's really up to the galleries to determine that. So, but again, as you say, the galleries are sort of the gatekeepers for that. So that's how it works. Sort of.
And Director Lee, you earlier mentioned a little bit of the history and background of the editions of the art fair. And as you said, it started in London, and then we had Los Angeles and New York, and now Seoul as well. So we would really like to know, how was Seoul among all the other Asian countries that could have been an option? How has Seoul been chosen?
Well, I think, yes, they looked at many different cities in Asia. They've been looking for years, frankly speaking. It's an important place, Asia. It's a big place. But I think for Frieze, they really look at those cities that have a real deep sort of appreciation of culture in general. The magazine's ethos sort of supports all sort of areas of culture, whether it's film and music, fashion, art, cuisine. And Seoul obviously had that amazing sort of depth in appreciation of culture. And besides that, I think the art world here is very sophisticated. We've had collectors from the mid-'80s being very sort of engaged in the art world. We have amazing artist practice are incredible, and the museums are are great. So I think the infrastructure here is wonderful, and also it's a very pro-business environment. It's very logistically easy to do business here. It's well situated in Asia as a hub. So I think all of these things came together to make Seoul a great candidate, and it's a great city to have a fair.
And also, let's talk about this year's art fair. So, Frieze Seoul 2025, how big of a success was it? I mean, I did mention earlier that there were some 70,000 visitors during the span. Is that a big number? And also, how was the success in terms of purchase of artworks, if that actually really defines the success of an art fair?
It's a great question. I think there's many factors that define the success. For me, as a director, I feel my job is really to create an environment where we have a broad audience coming to the city, engaging with the galleries. On that front, I think, yes, huge success. It continues to grow. The 70,000 number, it's a big number, I think, for a 4-day fair. So I like that. I think we have a real balance. The energy's there. We had institutions from over 30 countries that came, in numbers over 130 museums, which is a record for us. So I think that sort of trend is indicative of the strength of coming to Seoul and seeing the fair and engaging. The galleries, in terms of sales, I think it was very positive this year, the feedback I've gotten. It's been a measured market for the past few years, a lot of eyes on what's happening here, but the energy was there. I think it all came together. I think galleries were quite happy, and yeah, I was very happy this year.
That's great to hear. And also, this year something special also happened. The Frieze House Seoul has been launched. So could you tell us about this venue or this exhibition hall? What would you call it?
It's a space. It's a house. It's in Yaksudong. It's a beautiful house built in 1988. Very important time for Korea, as you know. But this is very exciting for me personally. It's a permanent space. My office is there. And we hope to do year-round engagement, whether it's pop-up shows for galleries, but again, in the ethos of the magazine, really want to support creators, whether they're architects or craftsmen or designers, and we want to do talks. So we want to really do a year-round engagement. So it allows us to do more creative programming just outside of the fair week. So I'm very excited.
That's great. Would that make you even busier than now?
I hope so. I hope so. I really want to engage with creative programming to educate the audience and also serve as a platform for foreign guests to come and engage with the local audience. I think that's something which people are very interested in. So we're very excited.
Wonderful.
That's excellent. And earlier you mentioned, obviously, the sophistication of the artwork in Korea as well as the infrastructure. Do you feel any changes in the status of the Korean, let's say, art scene in the past couple of years as working as the director of art?
I think the Korean art scene is incredibly strong. It's been growing organically, really for decades, I think. And the basis for the strength of any art system or any art world is the artist itself. The artistic practice in Korea is incredibly strong. You have incredible artists from post-war Korean artists, modern artists, to the emerging artists, and they're getting a lot more exposure. It's really the result of a lot of people working together, whether it's the galleries or the curators or the writers, the museums. It's a really symbiotic relationship. And I think my observation from the fair is that a lot of people are coming over the past 4 years, probably a broader audience, and that's a good thing for dialogue and discovery. So I think it's really more of a validation of the scene here, and I hope that the fair engages more of an audience in depth to learn more about what's happening in Korea and Asia, actually, and I think more opportunities are arising from that. But I think the underlying system, the scene has been very strong. So I think what you're seeing of the success is really the result of everyone's hard work in that regard, in an organic way, I would say.
Now, Director Lee, you earlier mentioned that Seoul is it is growing more as a hub for art. And I mean, for now, we have K-pop, K-food, K-beauty, all of that is receiving so much love around the world. So how do you see the future of K-art on the global stage?
Well, I think all of those things that you mentioned, really, again, I go back to the strength and quality of the artist. They're all artists. They're all creators, you know, in all of those mediums that you mentioned. I think in film and music, it's maybe easier to hit a broader audience. You know, the medium is there. Very exciting. K-Art is no exception. I think K-Art, the talent is there. And sometimes the mechanism of sort of who validates, the art is a little bit different because you have to go through the curators and the museums and who's the arbiter of that. So it takes a little bit more time, but the interactions are there. I think absolutely the potential is great. I'm very excited. We should be very confident in the talent here, and I think it's only going to continue to get better.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of excitement, I'm already excited about next year's Frieze Seoul 2026. Although the 2025 event just closed, would you have any plans or anything you could share with us for next year's event?
Oh, so you get a lot of pressure here. We just ended, so I'm thinking about next year. No, I'm very excited about the trend. And for me, it's really just about deepening those roots, really, and getting a broader audience to come. Every year, more people are coming from around the region, and that compulsion to come to Seoul, I'm very thankful for that. Yeah, for next year, I just want to deepen those roots. We already are talking with the institutions. They have amazing shows. And I think that's a huge part of the success because the entire scene, city, the country, the government, they've really embraced this fair to create an experience that's a memorable one. So I expect that to continue, and we'll do our best to put on another great event next year.
All right. Thank you very much, Director Lee, for sharing your story about Frieze Seoul. And we hope to see you again. Maybe also talk about next year's event next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Director Lee.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.